say congratulations for the affair. And,
Thank you.
I mean, for you, Claes, it's you have the affair, the film. You have the affair, the Showtime series. I mean, I think the
Yes.
affair is just a lucky charm.
I think perhaps it is a lucky charm. I was quite surprised because, I mean, originally this was called The Glass Room, which sort of refers to the house that everything is taking place in. And now they have given it a new title. And I think it's actually a really good one, because I think in a way it sort of, you know, shines the light on the main thing that's going on in this movie. Because it's a little bit weird to have a movie about a room or a house. I think the movie is about the affair. So I think it's really cool that they retitled it. But it was kind of weird that they wrote to me, so now you're going to be doing press for the affair. I was like,
Again,
that was like 2 years ago. I mean, that already came out. That's a long time ago. So yeah, I've got two now. The affairs. That's fine. Beautiful.
I mean, you mentioned the house. I mean, I feel like it was there were all these affairs going on, not giving so much away, but there was a loyal affair when it comes to the house. The house was the one that there was some sort of loyalty. In this beautiful villa, not sure I'm pronouncing it right, Tagentat?
Tagenthut.
Oh, you say that. I say Tugendhat.
Tugendhat, that's right. It's the other way around. Yeah, Tugendhat, that's right. It's
okay,
not Tag.
I was way off.
Tugendhat, that's right.
Can you guys tell me both? We can start with you, Hannah, the experience of filming there. I actually went online. I did the virtual tour, and it's like an extraordinary piece of architect.
Yeah, it's a beautiful house. I mean, it was built in the 1930s by an architect named Ludwig Mies van der Rohe.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was ahead of its time, really, and it's still today. It's like this big, beautiful architecture, and also, as I said before, I think it's so amazing because in that villa in '92, the agreement that dissolved Czechoslovakia was written in that house, and that's just, I mean, that's a big history thing, I think. But it was beautiful to be in there and work in that beautiful place.
I've always I fell in love with another thing that Mies van der Rohe built in Barcelona. He built it at the same time. It's called the Barcelona Pavilion, and it's in Barcelona, and you can see it when you're there. And it's sort of an outdoor version of this house. And I did not know that there was a house like this. So when I was offered to do this film, and I found out that there was actually a house that you could actually live in, that was like the same thing as that thing in Barcelona, I was like fucking blown away. And it is incredible. And as Hannah just said, when you I remember filming there, and then I showed people photos of the house where we were filming, and I asked them, so when do you think this was built? And they would all say that was probably built last year, or 2 years ago, or 5 years ago. It's so ahead of its time, and it's so modern, and it's just so timeless. And I think there are so many architects that have been inspired by his architecture since, that you can sort of see references to his work everywhere in everything. It was amazing. It was incredible. And then the history of the place, I mean, but that's in the movie, that it's taken over by the Nazis, and then it's taken over by the communists when they moved into the Czech Republic and all that. And then now today it's a museum. An incredible story. And as Hannah just said, they sort of signed the papers of you know, leaving the Eastern Bloc and becoming their own country again in 92.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, incredible story in the house. Really, really amazing.
It must have been a privilege to be able to work there. I mean, filming in that location for sure. Now we can talk a little bit about the story of the affair. And Hannah, I'll have you answer this one. what was it like to play these strong women roles? Like your character as Liesel, also Hana and Kata even. I mean, strong women for these times. What was it like to play?
I mean, it's always a privilege to play a strong woman. But I can also feel like Liesel, my character, and also Hana, was forced to live a life, like that was expected from them during that time, like to look good, have children, smile, and having fun and everything. But and foremost to love a man and not be able to love a woman or whoever you want to love. So that I found was more interesting than just I want to play a strong woman. I focused on that part instead of being a strong woman. Actually, I mean, I can just imagine how it is to live a life suppressed and not being able to love who you want to love. And I mean, these women, I mean, they are made up. But I guess that at that time, there was a lot of women and men that was forced to live a lie. And we come a long way. I mean, they suffered before us, and we're still not there yet. So I think it's a big thing for us that they were fighting already then about being able to love who you want to love.
And we'll start with you, Claes, and then we'll move on with you, Hannah. What was it like to play a story that took place back, starting the 1920s and, as it progresses?
Well, the thing is, you get to wear really, really lovely costumes. That's the first thing. You get to wear really, really nice clothes.
And drive nice cars.
And drive really nice cars also. And in this case, live in an amazing house. Well, the thing was that I came straight from another movie, actually, with Carice van Houten's boyfriend, Guy Pearce, that was also set during the war. So I was in that sort of, I mean, well, Hannah just talked about, the whole thing of, where you just couldn't go and love another woman if you just wanted to. That was just not an option. It was not a possible thing to do. And so it was very much, sort of your very traditional man and wife. It was quite conservative, and it's that kind of mindset that is like the base of what you do, and then you sort of start to structure around that. But I suppose that was sort of tapping into that sort of the whole mindset of our grandparents, where you just didn't ever fucking question that. You were just there's this woman and I'm this man, and now I'm with her, and I'm quite rich, and I'll be nice to her, so I'll build her this house. And also I think it's like I think men, they just slept with the help in the house back then, and they didn't think that it might actually be a problem for anybody. It was just a different. It seemed it was different in that sense, and it was just a given, and that's perhaps sort of a challenge, because I think we are sort of, priding ourselves on being more sort of modern and liberal and allowing more room and space for people to, but you sort of confine yourself to being quite strict and conservative. That was probably the thing of it.
And for you, Hannah, your experience filming in this time period?
Well, I was not in that mindset when I started to do it. No, I mean, I love to wear those lovely dresses and be in that time. But I also had to kind of work against it a little bit, because it's so easy to be a little bit more stiff or you know, character, or so I try to not to focus on the dresses and the atmosphere so much more in what I did as a character. But I mean, it's lovely to not wearing modern, like jeans and t-shirts all the time.
Of course, of course. I mean, it must have been hard though, because you're also in this villa that is just a reminder of, you know, this something else, a completely different atmosphere.
Yeah, but that helped actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean about, you know, being put in those costumes and being in that house and all that. So it all sort of, it like, I mean, your whole, I mean, when you sort of get into your costume and you walk into that villa and you're with Hana and you're with Carice and the children are there, and it's like everywhere you look, it's just a different time. And it's totally helps you. There's so much that is already said and told. I mean, there's so much work that is already done for you as an actor. You can really concentrate on your on the sort of inner life of the character, and because everything is there for you. Everything, it's all, and that, I suppose that's something. So that's really liberating. I think it's really sort of transporting you, because it's like being in a fairy tale or something.
Yeah, you're not in the studio and you walk out the door and then it's just, hey, reality.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for talking about the film, The Affair. Congratulations. Like I said, it's like the Lucky Charm, so I'm sure it will be a success. It's a great story, a little, you know, history about a beautiful home that I'm sure most of us here in America are oblivious of. Like I said, I went online and did the online virtual scene because I had to look. So I hope people learn about it and appreciate all the nice things about the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys take care.